Hello everyone, I am Akhilesh Pandey, and in this particular tutorial I am going to record trigonometry. In case of trigonometry, what I am going to discuss here is the basic ratios and then few identities. Now first of all, we require a triangle which must be a right angle triangle. For trigonometry to be studied, the triangle has to be a right angle triangle. In your books, whether it is NCERT or R.D. Sharma, if you are going to refer, you will always come across a term that in a given triangle ABC or a triangle PQR, right angled at. They are always going to mention right angled at whichever vertices they are going to use that right angle, they are going to mention. For example, right angled at B. As for this diagram, we are using the right angle at point B. So they will be always mentioning that which of the given angles is actually a right angle, and then they will be proceeding accordingly. They may also use a term called perpendicular. So perpendicular as well as right angle, these are the two things that you will be coming across while you are going through this chapter. Now in a right angle triangle, we know that the longest side is basically your hypotenuse. We have got the longest side given here as hypotenuse, represented by capital H. Then we have got base, that is represented by B, and we have got perpendicular. A perpendicular here is represented by P. Now base and perpendicular can change depending upon the reference point. For instance, in this particular diagram, I have taken the reference point to be here at point C. So if a person is standing here and he is going to analyze, for his eyes this is going to be a straight point up ahead. So the line which is looking like standing line for this for this person is going to be our perpendicular, and the line which is looking like a lying line or simply sleeping line will be referred as our base for this person. If I am going to change the reference point, for example, I am going to place another person at this point, the base is definitely going to change. For this purpose, this person who is analyzing from point A, BC is going to be perpendicular and AB is going to be our base. So for the following discussion, I have already taken a base point so that it should not confuse anybody. I have taken the base point as C and I have placed the person out here, and accordingly I have taken our base as well as perpendicular. So now let me show you the next part. We know from Pythagoras theorem, we are very well aware of the Pythagoras theorem as it has been taught to us from class 7 onwards. So we are comfortable with Pythagoras theorem, that is applicable in trigonometry also. Pythagoras theorem states that the hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square, or this is the simplest way to calculate our hypotenuse as well as perpendicular base. Whichever of these three is missing, we can calculate using this formula. Now let me first of all give you the formulas of all the ratios. There are total 6 ratios that will be used here. So the total ratios that is going to be used here is, first of all, we have got sine theta. I am taking a general triangle and I am mentioning theta at this point. This is my theta. So we have got A, B, C. It is right angle at point B once again. So sine theta is basically referred as perpendicular by hypotenuse. Now for this arrangement, theta as I have taken at point C, the perpendicular is going to be AB and the hypotenuse is going to be AC. So we have got AB by AC as you can see here on the board. Next we have got cos theta. Cos theta is basically base by hypotenuse, and cos theta here will be BC by hypotenuse, and hypotenuse is same, that is AC. Next we have to see sec theta. Sec theta can also be written as reciprocal of cos theta. So formula will simply become reciprocal of whatever we had in cos theta. It will become now H by B. So H by B, if I'm going to see from this point, it is not going to change because the reference point, that is theta, is still at point C. It is not going to change its place. So H here is going to be AC and this is going to be our BC. Next we have got cosec theta. Cosec theta is basically the reciprocal of sine theta, and it is simply given by H by P. H here is AC and the other point is AB. Next we have got tan theta. Tan theta is basically the ratio of sine theta upon cos theta. Now we have got sine theta upon cos theta. If I am going to use the formula If I'm not going to use the formula directly and I'm going to derive the formula, we know that sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is base by hypotenuse. Here h and h can get cancelled out and we are left with only p by b. So the formula becomes that tan theta is basically p by b. And now same thing goes for cot theta. Cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta, or simply b by p. So these are the 6 ratios that will be used while we are discussing the ratio part in our trigonometry, which is the first chapter of NCERT class 10th. So now let me discuss a question with that part. If 5 sine theta is equal to 4, let us find cosec theta and cot theta. First of all, we have been given 5 sine theta is equal to 4. What we'll be doing is we'll be simply arranging sine theta. Sine theta will be equal to 4 by 5. Now we know that sine theta is basically perpendicular by hypotenuse. So from the following arrangement, we have got perpendicular here is going to be 4 and hypotenuse is going to be 5. So if I'm going to calculate the base part, base is going to be simply under root of h square minus p square from our Pythagoras theorem. Now we can put the value here, 5 square minus 4 square. Let us solve it. 25 minus 16, we have got root of 9, which is nothing but 3. Now this is a very tedious process for calculating, but when we are doing it for school, like for NCERT purpose, board purpose, we have to show the steps. If you are doing for some competitive level or competition, then what we can do is we can memorize the trigonometric ratios. There are certain trigonometric ratios which is very common. I'll give you few. You can simply remember that trigonometric ratios. You can remember, for example, we have got 3, 4, 5. Then we have got 6, 8, 10. Then we have got 5, 12, 13. Then we are in the similar manner we can place few more. But I think these 3 are more than enough for the beginners. Or you can also go for 24. 7 gives us 25. So these are some of the most common trigonometric ratios that we can memorize, and we can use it for the questions directly. But whenever we are going to solve the questions for our board purpose, that time you have to make sure that we have to do the steps in this manner. Once we have solved the steps, we have got perpendicular here as 4. We have got hypotenuse here as 5, and we have calculated base here as 3. So now they have asked for cosec theta. Either you can simply write down cosec theta as 1 upon sine theta, which is nothing but h by p, or you can calculate by reciprocal by using the values directly. So putting down the value, we got 5 by 4. Next we have to calculate sec theta. I think it was cot theta. So we are going to use cot theta first, and say both we are going to calculate here. So sec theta is nothing but hypotenuse by base. So hypotenuse here is 5, base we have calculated 3. Cot theta is equal to our base by perpendicular, and base here is given as 3, perpendicular is 4. So this is a very simple way by which we can calculate the ratio. So I hope this much was clear to you. So thank you everyone. This was all for the demo video.